This is Nepdia, and today I'm going to do a big long rant about fear. Um, Mostly from two angles, one from the angle of an Iron Maiden song and the other from the angle of Pascal's wager. I'm going to start with the Iron Maiden song because this is what got me thinking. Now, their latest album, The Final Frontier, came out last year, and the last song on the album I've never liked. I've never, ever liked it. And I finally figured out why. It's because the story that the song tells about two people who hear all this like catastrophizing about how horrible the world is, end up mistaking an earthquake for nuclear fallout, and they go and they poison themselves. They commit suicide, and that bothers me. And I really didn't understand for the longest time that it was the story behind it that bothered me, or what the fundamental kernel of it was. And it turns out what bothers me is that the people in the story, in the song, they give in to fear. And that bothers me on such a fundamental level. It's not even funny. Human beings are at their worst under the influence of fear. I'm a romantic. I like virtues. I like hope, courage, compassion, love. And doing something, making your decisions from any of those emotions is always a good thing. Making a decision out of fear is never a good thing. Now, we all do it all the time. We do this because we're afraid of this happening, but really, I think ultimately we should be making our choices from a better place, from a better emotion. And, well, to me, giving into fear would be like never looking up at the stars again. I mean, you look up there at the universe, you see the Milky Way and all the stars, and it is so massive, and this tiny rock is so small, and I am so insignificant. But at the same time, that black space out there, most of it will never see life. Most of those stars will never see any kind of life. So, for the moment, for this brief little span, I actually won. I beat the odds of the universe, and I'm standing here looking up at the stars. So, for me, making a decision out of fear would be never looking at the stars again because they make me afraid, as much as they give me a sense of wonder, because let's face it, everything out in space and a lot of things down on Earth are trying to kill you. If we knew half of what was out there trying to kill us, we'd probably never sleep again. But again, that would be giving into fear, which is something that I don't like and I try not to do. I try to make my decisions out of hope, out of love, out of compassion, out of courage. And ultimately, I think that's why Pascal's wager doesn't work, and will certainly never work on me. And I think that's why it doesn't work on a lot of people. I know people talk about the illogic of it all, how it's a false dichotomy. There are actually so many other religions, and how it's complete logical tripe. But in the end, I think it really comes down to the fact that someone is trying to make you do something out of fear. And I think most people will avoid that. The struggle for existence is largely a struggle against fear. Human beings, frankly, don't need something else to be afraid of. There is enough out there that's trying to kill you. Everything, almost. But that's really besides the point.
So people, I think, can say anything logical they want to about how Pascal's wager is just silly and illogical. But I think what it all comes down to is you can't scare me. You are trying to make me be afraid, and I don't want to be. Um, it's a very knee jerk reaction, even if Pascal's wager is totally out to lunch. One reason it will never work, or almost never work, is because the people using it are trying to scare you. And I mean, even the simplest forms of Pascal's wager, like you're wrong, you're going to hell. That's basically Pascal's wager in a nutshell. And I really don't think anybody worth their salt would ever convert because of Pascal's wager. I mean, that's making a massive life decision based solely on fear. Do you really want to live the rest of your life a certain way because you were afraid? I certainly don't. And I would hope that nobody else would settle for that either. So that's my little rant. Logical or not, Pascal's wager is an appeal to fear. And I think most people, simply because of that, will rightly reject it. So I'm really hoping we can put that one to bed. So this is Neptia. Sorry it's been a while for a rant. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you later.